Intonation really matters. And there are two main types of intonation in English, which are rising intonation when your voice goes up, and fallen intonation. So today let's take a look at rising intonation. We use rising intonation mostly in questions which are yes or no questions. The questions without the question word. So let's practice some questions together and make sure that your intonation goes up. For example, are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? Do you have any time to talk? Do you have any time to talk? Are you busy? Are you busy? Do you want to grab some lunch? Do you want to grab some lunch?
Tonic syllable is the most stressed syllable where the tone falls. This syllable is more prominent than the other and will tend to be longer in duration and louder than other stressed syllables in utterance. The tonic syllable is normally the primary stressed syllable of the last content word in an intonal phrase. For example, I'm a student. I will contact a meeting tomorrow. Intonation phrase is a stretch of discourse which contains a tonic syllable. An utterance can be spoken as one or several tone units depending on the tempo of speech and the speaker's purpose of communication. The faster a person speaks, the longer and fewer the tone units. The slower the speed, the shorter and more numerous the tone units. For example, I'm going to Hanoi for a meeting next Saturday. I'm going to Hanoi for a meeting next Saturday. I'm going to Hanoi for a meeting next Saturday. The utterance I'm going to Hanoi for a meeting next Saturday can be said with on one pound, one tone unit, as in the first, 2 pound, 2 tone units, as in the second, and 3 pound, 3 tone units, as in third. A syntactic level, a noun phrase, a verb phrase, an adverbial phrase, a prepositional phrase, a clue, or even a short simple sentence can be a tone unit. For example, if the team does job well, the manager will speak kindly about the group.
Now I'm going to talk about a chain-true function. A chain-true function distinguishes between old and new information and in an utterance and direct the listener attention to the salient point of the message. So you can see some example. I want to know where he is traveling to, not from, and she was wearing a red dress and not another color. The next part is about about discourse function. Discourse functions signal the way sequences of utterance are conjured and or cohere in the spoken discourse. The use of intonation to focus the listener attention on the message that is the most important. The regulation of conversation behavior. Example, I went to Thailand. I have to take the dog for a walk. I have to take the dog to the vet. Obviously, the word vet is less predicatable, so it has higher information content than the word walk. Another way in which intonation can assist in focusing attention is tone chosen. Example, since the last time we met, when we had the hook, dinner, I've been on a diet. The first two tone units present information that is relevant to what the speaker is saying, but which is not something new to the listener.
Intonation pattern. Here are four common types of intonation pattern. Fall, rise, fall, falls, rise. Let's analyze the meaning of jazz institution. Jazz, allow for an affirmative to yes, no question and to emphasize the point. Jazz, also for an affirmative to yes, no question and not to emphasize the point. Jazz allows rise to ask for what the speaker says. It means did you say yes? Jazz, a soft rise, a response to indicate the final of attention. Jazz, a full rise, a hostile agreement with law or justification. Full intonation, falling tone. Generally, full intonation is used to indicate finality. The speaker has delivered a message and that's all. Therefore, we normally use a full tone in these cases. A. The end of the collaborative adherence. That is a statement. Example, I bought a new motorbike. B. The end of a reply to a question. Example, when are you leaving? Tomorrow. C. The end of a WH question. We ask for information. Example, how long has you been learning English? D. The end of comment. Example, don't close your door. For intonation, falling tone. B. A question task, the request confirmation or C. An agreement rather than a real question. Example, it's a beautiful today, isn't it? It's an idea for a picnic. A noun phrase add to a WA word. Question to clarify the subject or object of the question. Example, how long has she been teaching English? Your mother. E. The end of allow containing new information. Example, see you on Sunday, but I am going on a holiday at the weekend. 8. The end of iterate or more polite request. Example, would you mind holding this? I wonder if you could Help me. Rise intonation, rising tone. The first, the end of the tone unit containing the information that has been mentioned, already known or implicitly implied. Example, no thanks. I'm not a diet because I want to lose weight. You can just eat less. You have to do more exercise. The second, located that indicates the apparatus. Example, long, close the door. Oh, sweetie, where are you all this? The third, question tasks that show uncertainty, and required answer. Example, you did it, you eat this you. The fourth, yes, no question to make sure about something. Example, are you a student? Rise intonation, rising tone. The phrase request, offer, and suggestion. Example, let's go to the theater tonight, shall we? The sixth, pauses or WH word. Question to get the speaker repeats what she has said. Example, say it again. Sorry. The seventh, a nothing referring to the subject or object of the statement before it. Example, they look so cute. These toes. The eighth, lips. Example, she took a camera, an umbrella, a hat, and sun cream.
Attitudinal function express the speaker attitude and emotion to the topic or add a response to the listener statement and additional meaning to the semantic of the statement. It allows us to express emotion, finality, confidence, interest, surprise, joy, pain, irony. This can be done by tone. The choice of which is context dependent.
An example, and I'm just going to hum again. Have a look at this table. I have given you examples of different attitudes or feelings like surprised, happy, angry, sexy, bored, excited, relieved, scared, sleepy. Some of those are feelings, some of those are more attitudes. Now, I'm going to say the and I will choose one of these attitudes, and I want you to guess which one it is. Now, obviously, when we speak, we also use facial expressions to express our attitude. That can make it easier for you to guess. So I'm going to switch off my camera so you can't see my face, and you really just have to go by the intonation. Let's start. First example. That was an example for a happy attitude. Example 2. Bored. Example 3. Relieved. And example 4. Sexy. I hope you were able to guess them all correctly. This was just to give you a little experience of how we can express attitude through our intonation without really using any words. I was simply just humming. Now, I would encourage you to try this out yourself. If you are a student of English, do it with a partner and let them guess your attitude. Of course, you could also use the word hello instead of just humming. and try to express the different attitudes just using the word hello.
In the example 1, the use of a falling tone makes it a statement, where in the example 2, the rising tone turns it into a question. Similarly, the example below also change their meaning because of their intonation. Third, because the shift of intonation marked in these two examples, the whole meaning is changed. In the first example, speaker said with falling tone, which means command. In other words, second example said with rising tone, which means polish. The above example explains clearly the role and importance of intonation in spoken English.
Hi, my name is Hao. To continue the intonation patterns, I'm going to present about the rise for intonation, full rise intonation, and rise or full rise intonation. First, let's take a look at rise for intonation. Rise for tone conveys certainty, exclamation, strong conviction, or strength of feeling of the speaker. Rise for tone typically occurs in the following cases. To begin with exclamations, exclamations can be statements, phrases, interjections, yes/no questions, which signal surprise, excitement, anger. In this circumstance, the tone rises at the beginning and gradually falls at the end. For example, what a nice guy. Beautiful. Let's move to the second. It's the alternative questions. For this type, the tone rises on the first part of the question and falls on the last part after or. Let's see the example right here. Do you like coffee or tea? Which one do you prefer, white or black? In a conditional sentence, the tone rises in the if clause and falls gradually in the main clause. For example, if you rest, you will feel better. Unless he pays, the shop owner will call the police. The rise for intonation can be found in questions functioning as suggestions. For example, how about going to the cinema? In this case, the pitch goes up at the beginning and gradually down at the end. Secondly, we have full rise intonation. Full rise intonation conveys hesitation, uncertainty, reluctance, or reservation on the part of the speaker. The tone falls and then rises in these circumstances. Incomplete statements signal the speaker's unfinished thought. He or she hesitates to fully express his or her thought in response. For example, which football team you are a fan of? I don't support any football team at the moment. The speaker B said that, but he may change his mind in the future. The end of a what clause or the is clause followed by a clause. For example, what I do is good for you. We can also find the full rise intonation at the end of a relative clause in a clap sentence if the information in the clause is given. For example, where is my t-shirt, Mom? It is your sister who borrowed your t-shirt. Full rise intonation also occurs at the end of a suggested answer given by the questioner. For example, where are you going? Supermarket? Or what are you wearing today? The jacket you wore yesterday again? For example, although I love her, she will never be mine. I prefer going to the museum to just staying at home. And the last one is rise or fall rise intonation.